There's a quote in this book that haunts me, and it is, you pay the garment maker, you pay the sandal maker, you pay to eat. Can you live in Babylon without spending? What have you to show of your earnings for the past month? What have you to show of the past year? Fool! You pay to everyone else, but what do you pay for yourself? Hey guys, and welcome back to the $40 Investor. It's the end of week 4. And man, I've had a crazy week. I barely had time to check anything this week. I had a little look before at my portfolio, and please remember, this is not financial advice. This is just my little investing experiment that I'm putting out there for everybody to see. As I said, I had a quick look before, and man, what a perfect time to start buying, and what a perfect week for me to have read The Richest Man in Babylon, which that quote I just quoted came from. I'll give you a little book review on this, and I recommend this book after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad for everyone to start reading next. It's like I'm starting a book club as well. But it was perfect timing, and after I give you the book review, you'll see why I'm not panicking even though the markets are showing a dip this week. So let's get into it. All right, let's look at these numbers. IVV this week, let's start over here. It's dropped 1.4% down to $65.94, $66. As you can see, my total return, I'm down 3.38%. My average price is $68.24. And after I buy another $20 package tonight, it's going to drop my average price down. But this is the big one. Bitcoin this week, down 11%, down to 113,500 AUD. Where's my average buy price here? 133,000, which is cool because I'm going to get another $20 package, and that should drop my average buy price quite a bit, which means I don't need the market to come back up as high as I would need if I was purchasing at 135,000 still. And that's the whole point of dollar cost averaging. So when we buy the dips, it lowers our average buy price. And when the market comes back, we don't need it to swing back up as high as we would do to break even, if that makes sense. Now, before I make this week's purchases, I want to get into a quick book review, and I want to talk about gold and silver. So my reading this week was a book written in 1926 called The Richest Man in Babylon. And the core principle from this book is about paying yourself first. There's a quote I mentioned at the start of the video was, you pay the garment maker, you pay the sandal maker, you pay to eat, blah, blah, blah. What do you pay yourself? And to put it in today's terms, it would be you pay Netflix, you pay Uber Eats, you pay Telstra, you pay the rent, but what are you actually paying yourself? And Tony Robbins has this great story or analogy. He says, if Albo came out tomorrow, if the government came out tomorrow and said, I'm chucking an extra 10% tax on everybody weekly, so weekly, we're going to be taking 10% of your pay, an extra 10% of your pay. We would all sit here and we would sook and moan about it, but we would make it work. We would find in our income, we would find ways to cut back to pay the 10% to the government. Now, instead of that, we should be taxing ourselves. We should be taking that 10% and investing it into our future. So that's basically the core principle from this book. So ask yourself, at the end of the week, after you've paid your bills, after you've paid Netflix, your rent, your phone bill, all that, what do you actually have left for yourself to put aside and to grow your asset base or to grow your wealth? Which is actually another lesson in here. Another chapter is called Fatten Thy Purse. And it's all about just increasing your purse or increasing your wallet, your asset base. So this week's recommended reading, if you haven't, The Richest Man in Babylon. I mean, it's not a big book. It's a short book. It's written in parables, but it's a great read. If you'd started Rich Dad last week, that's a bit bigger, so you're probably still getting through it. But let me know. Comment Rich Dad in the comments below. Just to let me know you picked it up and you've started reading that book, because that one will also change your life. Now, before I get to this week's live buys, I've been flooded with messages the last few weeks, and it's awesome. I love receiving comments and messages, and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't and I won't tell you how, when, and where to invest your money. Always speak to a professional that knows your situation and your circumstances. So having said that, the last few weeks I've been flooded with messages about gold and silver. And yes, I do love some gold and silver. I own physical gold and physical silver. As you can see, these are some silver coins I own. Don't get any wise ideas being like, I'll find out where Joe lives, come there, hit him over the head and take his silver, because this is all I got at the house. Having said that, it has gone off the charts the last few weeks. I think silver's sitting around $130 an ounce, and gold hit all-time highs like 7.3, I think 7,300 AUD an ounce. So I do have physical gold and silver because I believe in diversifying. It's a great hedge against inflation. Well, the last few weeks it's actually smashed everything, so it's been going off. But the whole purpose of the channel was for me to kind of show beginners or people that you can start getting ahead and making your money work for you, paying yourself first with just $20 a week. You can open a stock fund or a brokerage account and put $20 a week across for your kids, for yourself, just to start building a little asset base that's going to continue to grow into something bigger. So I appreciate all the messages and stuff like that. I could focus on it, and I probably will do some more updates on that, but I just wanted the primary focus to be on how to start a little portfolio, and to get you guys comfortable with, you know, putting aside a little bit of money each week and being like, yeah, I understand, or I can see how this works, and in the long run it's going to be very beneficial for me and my family. So having said that, moral of the story, yes, I do have gold and silver. Yes, it has gone completely off the charts lately. And it, like I said, it's a great hedge against inflation. Gold and silver will always be wanted, I believe. It'll always be a safe investment. Personally, why I like to lean towards ETFs. Remember, this is just me. This is my personal preference. Why I like real estate and dividend paying ETFs is because they pay me. Well, property pays me weekly, but ETFs will pay me a dividend every quarter. Where silver is a cool flex and it sits in, it looks cool. I can bring out a tube and be like, hey, this is silver. But I'm really relying on capital growth to benefit from this. Where something like my ETFs, IVV, for example, is going to give me a dividend every 3 months. They're going to pay me a little bit from their profits, whether their share price is here or here. It's going to give me money. And it's the same with my real estate. The tenants are going to pay me rent every week, regardless. If the housing market crashes in Australia tomorrow, I'm still going to get paid rent. So that's why I like those kinds of investments where I get paid regardless. And like I said, these look cool and they're pretty cool. I show the kids and they run around the house pretending to be pirates and whatnot. But at the end of the day, this doesn't spit me any income. I have to actually sell it. So yeah, that's just my personal preference, and that's why I prefer ETFs and real estate. Stuff that pays me more often, or pays me without me needing to sell it or anything like that. So now, let's get to this week's buys. We're cracking $200. I'm cracking $100 in Bitcoin and $100 in the share market. So I'm excited. It's a big milestone because it shows that the habit and the consistency has slowly been paying off. So let's get to it. All right, let's put some of that wisdom to use and let's start fattening thy purse. So my $20 of Bitcoin at 113,000. Come on, baby. Look at that. I'm getting way more Bitcoin today for my $20 than I did last week. Wait, did that go through? Oh, confirm. I forgot to confirm. I was too busy stoked by getting more. And over here, I always do this, don't I? Here we go, the buy. And same again. So this week, I'm going to be buying a few more units for my $20 than I have in the past few weeks. Done. And I know it's not a huge fortune yet. We're 1 month down. But as the book says, wealth grows like a tree from a tiny seed, and my seeds are being planted. And that's it. The first month is down. The markets are also down, but my asset base is growing. Thy purse is fattening. Remember, without a vision, the people perish. So always remember your why. Why are we doing this? Why are we investing? Why am I sacrificing $40 a week? For me, it's to give my kids a better future. I'm putting it away for them, and then one day, hopefully, they'll reap the benefits of my seed sowing. If you enjoyed my book review on The Richest Man in Babylon, and that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments below. Also, please hit me up with any book reviews or any books that you think I would be interested in and want me to read. And yeah, as always, God bless. Have the most amazing week.